kids, this is Fortaleza. Today we are going to learn such a wonderful poem that is Daffodils, which is also called I Wander Lonely as a Cloud, which is written none other than William Wordsworth. So let's start the poem.
Dear students, we will now talk about our poet, and that is William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth was a romantic poet, and he is also known as the poet of nature. He is from Romantic age, and the Romantic age starts from 1798 to 1830. William Wordsworth was born at Cockermouth in Cumberland in England on April 7th in 1770. His father, John Wordsworth, and who was an attorney at law. His mother's name was Annie Cookson Wordsworth, and his sister's name was Dorothy. His mother died when he was 8 years, and his father when he was 14 only. Now I am going to start of reading first stanza first. I wander lonely as a cloud that floats on high or else vales and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. The poet was traveling aimlessly, just like a cloud over the hills and valley of the mountain. At that time, suddenly he came across a large number of golden daffodils beside the lake and under the tree. The flowers were fluttering and dancing in the breeze. The poet directly compared himself to a cloud, as he was wandering without aim, just like a cloud. This is an example of simile. Simile is a figure of speech where the two things are compared using as or like. So he is also using the expressions like cloud and host to mean that he saw a large area covered with a whole lot of daffodils. In the last line, the poet personifies the flower by saying that they were fluttering like birds and the butterflies. Stanza second. Continuous as the star that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretch in a never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw at a glance, tossing their heads in a sprightly dance. The flowers are compared to be the star. They stretch in a continuous line, just like the star in the galaxy, like Milky Way. Moreover, the daffodils were shining, as they were golden in color, and twinkles as they were fluttering in the breeze. This comparison with the star may have a greater implications in indicating that the flowers are heavenly as the star. The flowers were visible as far as the poet could see along the shoreline of a bay, and that is why he used the phrase, that is never-ending line. Here, continuous and never-ending line may also suggest that the flowers left an everlasting impact on him. Wordsworth exaggerates the number of flowers by saying, 10,000 saw I at a glance. This indicates that the poet has never seen so many daffodils at once, so he is just overjoyed. Poet also says that the daffodils were tossing their heads as if they were dancing in happiness. Actually, the poet was amazed at the beauty of flower, so he found everything around him joyful. All these reference of the dancing and tossing their heads are the part of personification of the flower. Stanza third. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sprinkling waves in a glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. The waves in the bay were dancing and looking gleeful at the atmosphere, but the flowers outshone the lively waves in their happiness. Having such a cheerful company like the daffodils, the poet like Wordsworth cannot help being happy. So he was gazing continuously as the flowers and enjoyed their beauty. The word gaze is used twice to be indicate how moved or charmed the poet was. So he gazed at them for a long time, forgetting in his surrounding. At this time he did not think much about the wealth. Stanza 4th. For often, when on my couch I lie, in a vacant or in a pensive mode, they flash upon that inward eye, which is bliss of solitude. And then my heart with the pleasure fills, and danced with the daffodils. By saying this stanza with for, the poet continues his reasoning for saying that the flowers had brought him wealth. He clarifies why the sight of the flowers was so important in his life. In the poet's mind, for an everlasting time, in future when the poet lied down on his couch, either in a lonely or a pensive mode, the poet entire the panorama that he saw in the wood beyond the park appeared before in his mind in solitude. When his mind is unrestrained by disturbing elements of the real world, he revives the memories of the daffodils, and when the memories of the sight comes into with the views of the poet, he was able to derive ecstatically pleasures which he had enjoyed actually.
I hope you understood the poem. If you did not understood or if you hesitate to understand the poem, please contact on my personal number. Either you can give a call me or either you can WhatsApp me on my personal number. Thank you. Thank you.